Well. Happy Wednesday evening, everybody. I hope you guys have had a good week. Welcome to Talking with Heathens. I am Sid, if you don't know who I am, and this is my partner in crime, Papa. How the hell you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, buddy. Fantastic. Feeling
If you
energetic.
don't mind, before we get too far into the show, I would just like to send out a congratulations. I know we've usually got Rick and Misty Disler watching the show with us on Wednesdays, but they are at the hospital this evening. Just welcomed life into the world. A little boy born to them just a few hours ago. So
Congratulations.
congratulations, Rick and Misty. I know you're not watching this tonight, but if you go to watch it back tomorrow or the next day or whenever you guys are home and settled, congrats. And I'll tell them to stay.
Congratulations.
I got some applause.
And also, another, before we get any farther into the show, someone has a birthday coming up very soon. And I just want to take the moment here while we're here live, say, Papa, happy early birthday.
Well, thank you.
You're going to be the ripe old age of what, 67?
I feel it some days.
Happy birthday to you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
We have a fun show tonight. I know that first of all, we got a special co-host coming on tonight. She co-hosts with me on Talking with Demons, and we interview bands and stuff. And I thought, let's have some fun tonight. Let's bring in my co-host right now, Morwen Nevermore.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
How are you doing? Welcome.
Before we talk about me, Papa, happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And sincerest blessings to the newest life that has just come into the world. Yay.
Really, that's pretty cool. Congratulations to them.
Now, with that out of the way, Papa, what day is your birthday?
October 12th. Here in just a few hours.
You are 10 days before my mother's. Yay.
Birthday boy.
Yes.
I think I know his age, but I'm not going to say it publicly. But I think I know his age. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got a pretty good memory.
Papa is timeless, and we're going to leave it at that.
I try not to act my age anyway. That way it keeps
Who
people
does? I don't act my age. Nobody knows
my
age.
If that was the case, if I was to act my age, I'd be walking around this damn thing right now. Well, shit, I do with the walker and glasses and.
Oh boy.
So if it tells you anything about my age, I've come to a point where I shaved the beard off.
Well, see, and all it did was de-age you because you went backwards. See, again, Papa is timeless. And we're going to leave it at that.
I'll go with that. Papa is timeless.
I know a few spells.
Or you could be some of these, or you could be one of these monsters that we got on this top 10 list tonight.
Oh, the monsters. Yes.
That is our topic tonight, folks. I've compiled. I know there's tons and tons of creatures out there in folklore. It would take us hours to go through a show to do a list of all of them. So what I done is I kind of went through and I kind of found what I thought was the most scariest of the ones that I read. And
am I going to need my therapy kitty? I think I'm going to need my therapy kitty.
And so, as a disclaimer to everybody, there may be, because some of these I haven't heard of before, or I never heard it pronounced before. I've always called them something else, and then here I'm getting this word and I'm trying to pronounce. So you will probably hear me pronounce these names wrong tonight, one or two.
These are creatures from all over the world, all other countries, all other places that you've put together for us. So, yeah.
No offense to anybody, but we're going to do our best.
I've done my best that I could, but I did compile a list of 10. And I got a question for you guys before we start going through these lists. Well, actually, I got a question for you guys. And then I got a question for everybody right out here that's watching the show. Before we start this list, I'm going to play some music first. And as we're playing the song, I want you guys here that's watching the show in the comments, tell us what you think is in the top 10 list as some of the scariest monsters in folklore. So while we're watching this video by One Last Day, everybody that's watching right now, type in and tell us what you think is going to be in this top 10 list. I was actually pleasantly surprised to read some of these. I thought, man, these are actually pretty. If they make a movie about this, it'd be pretty damn cool. But here we go. This is One Last Day. We're going to take a quick break, enjoy some music. This is One Last Day, which is going to be our guest. Yeah, another reason why you guys are watching this coming up Halloween, our show, we're going to have this band One Last Day. And I wanted to, Papa and Morwen are going to be teaming up against the band, and we're going to be doing a Halloween quiz. So I brought Morwen on so Papa and her can formally meet each other here through video chat, kind of get acquainted, get a vibe going. They need to get like a team vibe going because they think they're going to dominate this quiz.
First of all, we know we're going to dominate. And second of all, Papa, do you feel like, wait, you're this way. Do you feel like we have a vibe going on?
Oh, yeah, it's already there.
Yeah, so.
We're only going to build on it then tonight. We'll be right back, everybody.
That's all we've got to do is get down the look back and forth to each other as we win the gold.
Exactly.
I need to get like championship belts made for you guys.
We can just look at each other like this and then look at the camera and maybe we'll wink at the band or something and enjoy their punishment.
We had to get you guys like show entrances where you guys come out the curtains or something and you got some like wrestling theme music in the background. You guys got championship belts.
I'll come out in a Speedo.
Yes, you will. That is no shit.
Papa, you're my best friend.
Where's those Speedos at? All right, guys, this is One Last Day with their song Out of the Black. We'll be right back, folks.
Yalvatir Workshop is dedicated to the old ways, offering a wide selection of animist ritual supplies, divination tools, altar goods, and home decor, including premium reindeer hides imported from traditional herders in northern Finland. Whether you're just starting your spiritual journey or looking to expand your collection with a custom drum, we have everything you need. Visit our online store at Yalvatir.com and discover the beauty of mountain spirit.
Off the black. Attack. This dollar was a real, she needs to fight back from his anger and his suffering, cause he will never stop with the nigga on a kick. So raise your hands if you know what it's like to feel empty, ashamed and wanting to die. Stop living life on your knees, grab life by the core and don't say please. How she forget what the life feels like when a war with herself is in her eyes, and she grew up inside of me. It made it so blurry I can hardly see my broken girl on a path to hell, all locked up in an eternal cell. Time to go on a full attack, away from the fire and out of the black. Save me, I'll take her by the hand and let her follow me. Save me, she said save me, I'll never let her down, she's my everything, my everything, my everything.
Welcome back, everybody, to Talking with Heathens. That was one last day. So, Papa, Morwen, did you guys give us some thought on what you think might be in this top 10 list of the scariest monsters from folklore?
Yes. I saw Papa's first, so I want him to say his.
You mean this one?
I threw that one up there, but yeah, you're gonna probably see like Loch Ness monster, Chupacabra.
Bloody hell. Okay, well, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Jasmine had a few too as well.
Yeah. I was thinking shapeshifters, some ass with a broken heart, or
An ass with a broken heart.
specifically that, exactly that, yes.
Okay.
And some form of an animal that's been wronged. I don't know.
There's animals in the mix. Well, sorta.
Kinda. Can we classify them as animals?
I mean, some of them I guess you'd call cryptids as well. Some of these in the top 10 we can call. I know it's one of the subjects that Papa wanted to kind of touch on. So this is kind of sort of like the night for that, I believe.
All right. I'm all for it.
And Susie says, my head goes blank. Mine is all the time. All the time. Oscar says here for you, Papa. We get it here on screen. Happy birthday, Papa Olafson. Love you. Many more years full of gratitude. Love, brother.
Aw,
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
we love that.
So without further ado, let's crack into this top 10 list that I've compiled. Once again, folks, don't hate on me too much if I mispronounce the name. I did my best.
We will survive.
Well,
And if
I
you want to know
won't.
if you want to know the proper pronunciation, just Google it later. You'll be fine. Just Google it like everything else in life. Go.
All right, let's do this. Here we go with number 10. Top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. The Churel is the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth due to her relatives or in-laws' neglect. She disguises herself as a young, beautiful woman to lure young men. However, her real form is hideous and terrifying. She is said to drain her victims of their blood, semen, and fertility, which transforms them into old, frail men. Often, the Churel's feet are backwards, with her heel in front and her toes at the back. She is also said to have long, thick, black tongue.
We
I've never
came
been
in
to
hot.
India. I've never been to India, but I think I've met one of them.
Our first wives. Yes, Morwen? Are you praying?
Never. No. Just concerns, questions, many inquiry questions, but a little bit of concern. First of all, why did we come in hot like that? Like at the back foot, why the backwards feet? Like
Look,
I have so many questions.
there's creatures from folklore like the Loch Ness monster, but that's boring. I wanted to get the scariest of the scariest.
I see that theme already, even all the way around the other side of the world in India with this object of folklore in the story. It has that undertone of you feel sorry for the thing itself. The origin of this, she lost her child in birth due to those reasons and was so angry and scorned of it that she became this thing. So, it goes across the board. There's so much of that in folklore.
You, Papa, were in my brain because I was literally thinking, true and based. I was literally thinking, what if I'm going to sort of make a wager that a majority of these creatures are going to be either female or of feminine nature because of exactly what you said, Papa.
Well, I know I'm not saying nothing. We just have to continue on to the list.
That's cruel. So
That's part of the Halloween spirit right there, being cruel.
Talk to him.
I never heard of that one, the Churel. I've never heard
It's
of
a new one for me.
I may have heard about it, but I never really did any research or figure out where the folklore came from until I did this show. But I was like, that is pretty fucking creepy. Let's move on to our number 9. This is another one that I had absolutely no clue about until I decided to do this show, which is a really cool. It's kind of a cool one, a bit scary, I guess, as well. But let's check out number 9. Here we go. Top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 9, Lady Midday or Noon Witch, is a demon depicted as a young woman dressed in white. She is said to roam fields and cause various troubles to field workers, ranging from heat strokes to madness. According to folklore, in the middle of a hot summer days, she appears as a dust cloud carrying a scythe. She stops people in the field and asks them a difficult question. If anyone fails to answer her question, she will cut off their head.
So that's 2.
That's the punishment for you guys.
Right so far. Slavic mythology is some of the most interesting out there, though. I'm not familiar with this particular one on the list, but just in general, they've got some amazing folklore.
Well, I'm glad because I'm actually smiling because I've bet so far both of them, number 10, number 9, neither one of you guys have heard of before.
I'm enjoying
this. This one is maybe
Mary Beth, Boo Boo. We are on that list. Just
she
somewhere.
said, "Boo boo." No, you didn't.
Don't tell our secrets. Shh.
But I'm smiling ear to ear because that's 2 so far that you guys have not heard of.
Yeah, I'm. That's 2 different wagers that I'm going with.
Now, majority of tonight's, if I had to say, I would say majority of tonight's are female characters or figures in the folklore, and I guess there is a few male type figures, I reckon, and
that were probably wronged by a woman.
There may be a child or 2 in here in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But Lady Midday, don't have her ask you any questions, right?
Mm.
I think that's less of a wrong about woman and a warning to man that if that woman asks you the question, you better answer right.
And what the hell? I mean, why ain't these guys asking the other guys around them, like, why is there a young lady in white running the cornfields with us? And why is she here? That's creepy shit. Off with their head.
It'd be like that.
Number 8, guys. Let's get to number 8. You guys ready for number 8?
Yes.
This one's an interesting one. Another one that I did not know about until I did the research for this show. So this is kind of a cool one as well. Check it out, folks. Number 8. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 8. Night Marchers are the ghosts of ancient Hawaiian warriors. On the night of Kane, Ku, Lona, Akua, or Kaloa, the night marchers get out of their burial sites to march, sometimes to pass battles or go to other sacred places. If you find yourself in the path of night marchers, you are supposed to hear chanting and marching. You need to immediately exit the area to avoid being noticed. If this is not an option, it is said that one must lie on the ground face down. If you get noticed, they will kill you unless you have an ancestor within the march that recognizes you. There's some men, I guess. We don't see them, but I guess we could say they're men and women. Equal opportunity night marchers.
I'm all for it. That sounds like something of the culture.
I think so too. Now, could you imagine being out at night and you're just kind of hanging out or walking home from somewhere like the convenience store, and you're walking down the street, and then here you see this big crowd of like ancient ghosts walking down the fucking road? I'll be doing more than laying down. I would have took the first advice and I took off running like a bat out of hell.
A parallel that I noticed in that, that maybe some of the viewers did as well. I know they follow some of the Norse pagan and Norse mythology is the correlation to the wild hunt, that procession of ghostly riders or marching forward, going through. And if you're seen by this procession, it could go good or bad depending on how you handle it.
And what's the chances of
You
coming
know, all the way
across?
over in Hawaii and then Scandinavia and such a similar thing in mythology.
Well, the
Pretty
people.
cool.
It is pretty cool. Well, they say
Yeah.
Hawaii is really similar to that, though. Similar cultures.
Mm,
The tribe mentality, some of the mythologies sort of similar a bit. Well, we just encountered one of them right there.
Then they were all sailors.
I
That's
want to
true.
say I read somewhere that they did sail to that area, but I don't want to. I feel I don't want to be wrong, so I want to look into it.
I'm sure
before I
they
say
have
it.
just not been recorded. That's the
Yeah.
problem. A lot of things has probably been discovered, just like the United States was probably discovered way before that. There was already people here living, so you know what I mean. So
No, I was just thinking the idea the South Pacific Islanders were great, fantastic sailors, traveled hundreds and thousands of miles. And then all the way on the other side of the world, the Scandinavians were doing the same. So maybe it was something they were seeing out in the night sky, in the open ocean, that led to some of this folklore and mythology.
I like what Susie says there. She's seeing a theme. They are associated with nature and weather. These are great so far. I've never heard of them. So Jasmine is loving it. Well, we can tell the same. We can talk about the ones that we're familiar with, but that's not tonight's theme, though, right?
No Nessie tonight.
No Nessie tonight. That's not the thing. We're going for the scariest.
Yep, scary and unknown, and the things that actually that within itself is a theme because most people are afraid of things that they have no idea. It is so. I love this.
So we're ready to move on to number 7.
Let's do it.
Number 7. Here we go, guys. Here is number 7 of the top 10 scariest monsters of folklore. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 7, the Aswang, is one of the most prolific monsters in the Filipino culture. Usually a female, the Aswang has the ability to transform into another creature. Though they can prey on anyone, they prefer pregnant women and their unborn fetuses. A wing variation of the Aswang has the ability to rip off half of her body. Leaving the bottom half on the ground, she flies in search of a pregnant woman's house. She perches on the roof, makes it hold directly above the sleeping pregnant woman, and takes out her long, snake-like tongue. Her tongue goes through the hole and into the woman's stomach. That's creepy, right?
That's wild. Definitely sounds like someone that has lost a child. I think that's 2 on the list now that have. Well, the one was definitely she had lost a child, but now this one from the Philippines. To go after pregnant women to take their baby, it sounds like someone who's lost a child and can't get
That's
them back.
always a jealousy thing. I mean, even Christianity, that story with Solomon with the 2 baby, one was stillborn.
Birth control. That's right. That's the
Mhm.
way they used to have birth control back in the day.
Yep.
They're sending an Aswang in and drill a hole through the roof and
Joink.
jerk
Give
the
me your
baby out with their snake-like tongue.
ah.
C-section
So
with the tongue,
wrong.
anyone?
So wrong.
Are you guys a little bit creeped out? What about you guys watching the show? Are you creeped out with some of these folklore, some of these monsters? I tell you, around the world there is a lot of folklore legends out there, and some of them was really interesting that I read into. I'm not saying these aren't, but man, yeah.
I want to learn more. I really
Susie
do.
says, "No, I'm not creeped out, not yet." Well,
It was still early in the game.
you might not be creeped out at all. To be fair, you might be
Very
one of those.
interested, but not creeped out yet.
Yeah.
I live in Appalachia.
See? Yep.
There is some There is actually quite a few folklore from your neck of the woods, Papa. To be fair, it was hard for me to decide what I would throw into the list that you don't hear a lot of already. You know what I mean?
But that's what I love about this show so far, where we've gone with it, or what you've been able to bring for us, is that these aren't the run of the mill things that you're going to flip onto Netflix or Hulu and catch a movie on. But there might be some movies about these things out there, but they're very interesting, new, and we're learning tonight.
That's what I love, the fact that we're learning something new, and it's actually making a greater connection as far as what do we actually consider scary and why do we consider it scary? Like, this is a nice deep dive into that idea.
What do you think? What do you consider? Since you
It's
said it,
subjective. Scary is definitely subjective.
I think, like, I personally, I always felt humans have this need to know everything. And if we don't, like, that's why we're so afraid of death, because we don't know what happens. We have to create religions and spiritualities and all these things to give us this need to say, yes, there is something to look forward, because we just can't deal with the idea of there's nothing there. Or is there? What is it?
it's the fear of the unknown. I can dig that because some of these have actual footage like photos, stuff like that people say they've encountered on some of these. Maybe not so much all the ones that I have on the list, but in general, you get a lot of people taking pictures of Bigfoots, running through. You got Skinwalkers, which that's going to be coming up on our list very soon as well.
Have you guys got to see any of the videos? They're usually shot at night, but they're creepy to me. That shows the gnome like moving, like it'll run across an alleyway or something.
Oh, I mean, I've seen some creepy.
That creeps me out.
That creeps me out too. I've seen those.
No.
It'll turn and look, and then it's really still again, and then
You
it
mean
runs across the street or
those garden
they're out
gnomes?
there. They're out there. Yeah, they're just not like the tiny little gnomes, but like
Well,
maybe
these fuckers are evil.
3 feet tall, and just the movement of them and everything. It's weird.
I know of them. I don't fuck with them.
Maybe that says I'm a midget.
Aw.
I'm afraid of heights. I'm not a midget, but I'm older I've gotten afraid of heights. I used to be a high-rise window cleaner, to believe it or not. I used to go offside of buildings and rappel down them, clean windows. But the
Afraid
older
of heights, but you did all of that.
I was younger.
Mm.
There's this old saying, at least for us old schools. It's called "I was young, dumb, and full of cum."
Cool.
That was my 20s. Anyway, I didn't give a fuck what I did in my 20s. Papa, you was going to say something, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I couldn't really follow up with what I had imagined saying after you went where you did, but I was going to say that's very interesting to hear, because most of the time people are afraid of something that they haven't experienced, but here you are with a story about something that you have experienced that you weren't afraid of at the time, but now looking back on,
I was stupid. I was stupid. That's what I was back then. But anyway, we got some more music for you guys as we continue on with this countdown of the top 10 scariest monsters in folklore. Next up, next song I got for you guys. It just came out like 5 fucking days ago, and I just seen it right before the show. So technically, I'm sneaking this one in. It wasn't part of the ad for the show tonight, but I'm sneaking it in. This is, guys, enjoy the song because it's a really great song. That's the only reason why I slipped it in. This is Sophie Lloyd featuring Lizzie Hell from Hellstorm with Sophie Lloyd's new song, Imposter Syndrome. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to Talking with Heathens. That was Sophie Lloyd featuring Lizzie Hale from Hellstorm. But that was a fucking amazing song.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Reminds me a lot of Sharon, the vocalist for Within Temptation.
Yeah, yeah.
Voice is very similar, and then that melodic rock feel to it. I enjoyed it.
Susie says, awesome song.
I
Yes.
love that song. That song was absolutely amazing.
I have hung out, a little fun story is I've hung out with Lizzie Hill on 4 different occasions out when I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I tell you, she is probably one of the most down to earth and one of probably the most humble rock stars that you'll probably ever meet. We sat around, got stoned, laughed with the band, got drunk, hung out in the tour bus, signed autographs on CDs and set lists and everything else. I mean, just really cool people. Just really cool.
It's a great song. Are you guys, have you ever been at any point guilty of imposter syndrome?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You felt it? I think it's something we can all relate to. We've all kind of gone into the changes of our lives and pursuit of success and trying new things. And so it's a very common thing that we just don't really talk about. So it's awesome that they did a song.
I was guilty of that, I guess, when I was a kid, because when I was younger, I wanted to be a musician more than anything in the world. I wanted to perform in front of people. I wanted to play music in front of people. I wanted that energy exchange. So I tried to look and dress when I was in my younger years like the rock stars that I looked up to, but my own little flair. But yes, I guess when I was younger and trying to find my way in my life as a young Sid, I guess I did have that imposter syndrome.
I think it comes through the phases of change, especially as you start inviting people into your life and you start reevaluating how you want to be perceived with other people. You're like, hey, I want to, connect with this person. You want to make sure the connection fits. So I just think it's natural to have just a phase of imposter syndrome. I just think it's an issue when,
Real quickly, congratulations, Richard.
Yay!
Good to see you on here.
Right.
Congrats.
Mary Beth said, evening to you as well, Richard. Thank you. Susie says, yes, imposter syndrome can stem from tall poppy syndrome, too. There's a piece on my blog I wrote about the connection. Go check it out, everybody.
Right.
Cool.
It's a tough balance between that, what turns into an echo chamber of friends and support, and then unfair criticisms. So you can fall into that, am I really doing this? Is this really me? And a lot of people will hit that creativity block in their art or their pursuit of success.
I did that when I was old. I did this when I was older as well. Damn. I got caught behind the image that I created for myself when I first initially started doing this. I created this image or persona, the Mirrodin Seers persona, and I got lost in that.
You know what they say about having different masks? If you keep a mask on for too long, it eventually becomes your face. I think
It's true.
we create these masks just to help us with everyday situations, which can often is like a thin line between a mask for survival versus imposter syndrome, where you actually become somebody who you are not sure if that's actually you. It's just tricky.
My lines were definitely blurred at that point in time. It's a damn good thing I learned a lesson in my old age. Learn to snap yourself out of it. Anyway, tonight, guys, we are counting down the top 10 scariest monsters in folklore, and we are at number 6. Are you guys ready? Let's see what number 6 brings us. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 6, Baba Yaga is a supernatural being who appears as a rather ferocious-looking old woman. She is said to fly around in a mortar wielding a pastel. She lives in a hut deep in the forest and is described to have chicken legs. According to folk tales, Baba Yaga may either be a donor or a villain. She may take a maternal role and help those who seek her or viciously hinder them.
First one I've heard of.
That's one of my favorites of all time. There's so much story and history around Baba Yaga, and just the idea that it's not inherently good or bad. It's going to take a look at you, your spirit, what you're about, and then, like your video and your read stated, either help or hinder.
She could be a friend or she could be your foe. And you definitely don't want that lady being your foe.
Nope, not at all. And
So
usually with the elderly, you don't want to be their enemy.
that's what I was getting ready to say next. There's a good example of being nice to your elders.
Oh no.
Not your family, just your elders in general. You never know if it's going to be a Baba Yaga or not.
Oh dear.
Or it could be one of these ladies.
Don't miss the next episode of Serious Cougar. Eunice goes on a...
Could be. That's inner demon media folklore right there. The serious
That would scare the fuck out of anybody.
The serious cougar folklore from Inner Demon Media. That's what we've created is a folklore.
They spawn from the swamps of Florida.
Of the serious cougars.
You'll be seen from miles by the shining of their pearl necklace.
The whiter the hair, the more powerful they have. And you can also detect them by their smell.
Or you can say a strong aroma fills the room.
Like mothballs. you know you're never
put that old Chanel on real thick.
Dude, I don't know what I know it's a little bit of a change of subject, but I went to McDonald's this week. I had to go into town. I had to go to the bank, take care of some errands, and I was like, well, I got Thomas with me. And my wife, of course, like, we'll just go get something to eat. We'll go when we go into town. We'll get us some McDonald's. Easiest thing to get to. So I went to McDonald's and we ordered our food. And since we're sitting there, we got to wait to bring us our food out. Instead of you waiting at the counter, they have you go sit down. They got a little number there for you, and they'll bring your tray out to you. This lady that does the counter, she's always there every fucking day, and I don't know why they've hired this fucking lady. I don't know. I don't get it. But she brought the tray on the first time that she's actually probably wore some sort of perfume or something, but it smelled like an old lady, like a nursing home. She pulled up with the food and handed it up, and I started dry heaving at the table. And I was like, what is that smell?
It smelled of Pepto-Bismol and urine.
It's like that old lady perfume. It has that it's like you walk into a funeral home and they got that fucking cheap ass smelling granny perfume shit on. It's hard to explain.
Usually like a artificial rose smell. I was going to guess like rose and patchouli.
But that was, she was looking at me. She was looking down at me, and I was going, I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, what the fuck is that smell? She just snarled her lip and just slid the tray on the table and just kind of, as she walked off, mumbling, like, what do you want from me? Seriously, that fucked me up. You're smelling greasy food. You're smelling French fries in the fucking greasy fry pan. You're hearing all that fat sizzling in the background. You're getting all that aroma. The next thing you know, you're getting fucking the smell of hospice next to you. That's not scary enough.
I don't think death is scary. I think getting old is scary. Getting senile, you can't control anything. Aw, I know. Yeah.
It looks here in chat. Mary Beth says Misty's condition is serious. Everyone, send her and Richard some love, please.
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Matter of fact, I'll do that as soon as I'm off the show this evening. And if you guys are here watching, you guys want to smash on that heart button, that's a good way to interact with us and do something right now. Just smash that heart button for Richard and Misty. I remember some comedian said that old lady perfume smelled like purple. Forgot who it was, but it was spot on. I don't know if it smelled like purple. I didn't know purple had a smell.
Purple. Interesting.
Does it? Well, I guess you can associate to grapes, though, right?
I never knew grapes had a smell. It just smelled like water to me. I don't know. I also have a very terrible sense of smell, so you can't go by me.
Yeah, mine's fried too.
I can hear the fuck out of a pin drop though, but this is just for looks.
Not for
I
me.
have a very strong sense of smell, so I'll steer clear from that McDonald's.
Please do. We don't need you overwhelmed with unknown sense.
Too late.
Did we break Papa?
No, Papa breaks himself. Anyway, let's continue with our list with our top 10 scariest monsters of folklore.
Yes.
This is our number 5. Top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 5. The loup-garou is the French-speaking culture's werewolf. Similar to the werewolf, the loup-garou has the head of a wolf and the body of a human. According to legend, the loup-garou kills Catholics who do not practice Lent as prescribed by the religion. It is even said that if one breaks Lent 7 years in a row, he may turn into a loup-garou. On the other hand, some legends say that being a loup-garou is a curse that can be transferred when a loup-garou draws another human's blood. The loup-garou returns to his human form, while the human becomes a new loup-garou. Now, a werewolf is scary, but why call it that fucking name? That name just sounds stupid.
I had a reason, and I'm not gonna say it because it's very fucked up. Anyway,
I just have to wonder. I guess the church got tired of scaring people with the devil.
Oh, wait till the list goes on. There's actually
now instead of the devil, you've also got to watch out for a werewolf. If you mess up Lent.
Oh no!
If you miss 7 Lents in a row.
So I'm not Catholic. I have no reason to fear. I'm good.
Just call it a werewolf. You guys, with that name,
I think that it only has the head of the wolf, but it still has a human body.
Like a werewolf? Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused.
Like a werewolf?
Isn't that what werewolves are? Don't they have bodies? But isn't that?
Yeah.
I always thought usually the werewolf ends up having like the long fingers and nails and much like a canine-shaped body, still upright bipedal, but this was saying that it has the head of a wolf or a werewolf on a human-shaped body. And it made me think to Egyptology. And
there are some werewolves when they do transform. I think the werewolves that I'm thinking of, they transform into the actual animal form. Take for instance when they transformed in like American Werewolf in London, it wasn't an upright It was he turned into a werewolf, but he was on all fours running around. So yes, I see that now. Now I get it.
I may have misheard. Also,
no, you're right. That's what I said. It has a werewolf head with a human body, human form body, so it's upright, running around.
I mean, they're all. I'm looking at it from a biological perspective, even though one is one's a canine, the other one is a brain gorilla. Anyway, but they're both mammals, so like just morphically is kind of similar. That's what I was thinking. Primate. There we go. I got it. I'm okay. We're fine.
It really did make me think to the Egyptology and Egyptian pantheons and
Yes.
all that old art depicting the crocodile head or the bird head or a different head on a human body. And then all the speculation around that when you get involved with more cryptid things and ETs and experimentation and trying to do this and that. So if it all is linked in with religion, it might have actually been a thing at one time that somebody has seen as one of these experiments through religion to scare some people about.
We got Susie.
Let's check out our number 4 in our top 10 list, shall we?
Yes.
Here we go. Top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 4, the Wendigo. The word Wendigo is a Cree Indian word that means evil that devours. Wendigos were once humans. Stories often depict them as Indians, miners, or hunters who had a resort to cannibalism. Eating human flesh supposedly gives a man supernatural powers and also makes them insatiable. They transform into monsters and lose trace of being human. Wendigos hunt humans, but they don't kill them right away. Often, they hoard human victims and keep them alive to save for rainy days.
We lost. Oh, Papa, you okay?
All right, I was just waiting on that one to be over.
We scared Papa. Aw. I actually did hear of that one through a book of mythical creatures, North American mythical creatures. So I did hear of this one. I just forgot I remember the picture and I forgot the name until they said it.
Mary Beth's killing me. She says it's Mariah Carey number 1. I guess you have to sit and wait and find out because we're about to enter the realm of our top 3. Now, to be fair, this list is not necessarily fixed, and I didn't really set them up as from 10 is the worst to 1 is the best. I just compiled 10 of them and put them on the list. So we're at our last 3, I should say. How about that?
Okay.
The final 3.
The final 3.
It's the final countdown.
So the Wendigo is scary, but for anyone with a fear of it, there is a story of hope that's out there. I know there's a ton of scary stories, but there is a survivor type story or a victory type story that goes along with the Wendigo. A tribe were able to defeat one. I won't spoil the story for anyone interested who love to get out and read and discover things, so I'll leave that to you. But there is a winner story against this creature of folklore.
The Wendigo. It just looks menacing.
Mm-hmm.
With the horns and the skull head, and
I want to become best friends with it. Mm-hmm.
They're flesh eaters.
Except that part.
Anyway, let's get to our last 3.
Yes.
This is, everybody, our number 3 scariest monster from folklore. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. The Skinwalkers. In Navajo culture, the Skinwalker is a witch who has the ability to transform into an animal. The Skinwalker is also known as he who walks on all 4s. According to legend, recognizing a Skinwalker or even talking about a Skinwalker in general makes the Skinwalker come for you. Thus, the saying, to see is to be seen. Until now, the Navajo still avoids talking about it. Look, he's
You
hiding.
done scared Papa again. Aw.
He scared him out the room.
Papa, you okay?
Serious now in the top 5. I know we're down to the top 3 now, and 2 after that. But
and number 2, to be fair, is native to your neck of the woods, Papa. There's several that
I'm gonna
are.
have to go outside for the next one then.
No. Hey, Papa, I'll protect you, Papa. You're okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's quite a
My energy
few
in here.
that are from your neck of the woods. They're, they got, well, the biggest one is Bigfoot. The Sasquatch is the biggest known one, and in your neck of the woods. But my number 2, I thought was not near as common as hearing about the Bigfoot. So here we go. Here's my number 2 pick. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. The Mothman. The Mothman is a strange flying creature that came to terrorize the people in West Virginia from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. It is a large, man-like figure with 10-foot wings whose eyes are said to glow red. On December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed. This incident paved way for legends speculating that the Mothman warns of impending disasters. That's
Papa. Aw.
Is it safe yet? Is it safe
It's
yet?
gone, Papa. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, the Mothman is fun. They've got a big statue for him too. You can go take pictures with him. And
Well, I thought the photographs, the black and white photos of the bridge that collapsed, if you look at the right corner of the photos, you'll see this black image kind of sitting on the edge of the still work of the bridge, of section of where it collapsed. And you also see this black figure in the sky, like it's flying away. Is it Mothman? Is it not? I don't know, but them were actually black and white photos from the time when this actually happened. They took the picture and they seen that black figure sitting on the steel structure, and they took a picture of it taking off flying as well.
there's so many people that have some sort of like a Mothman story where they've been driving out on a country road at night and like see something on a branch that overhangs the road or in the roadway. And again, the statue, like, it really is local legend and taken off in its own regional fashion, the same way as Bigfoot has sort of over North America. But yeah, the bridge collapse, that was a big tragedy, terrible thing that happened. All those people out like right after Thanksgiving, the shopping, and just cheer one moment and sheer terror the very next when that bridge went down. And it's stemmed new fears also. They've sent divers down to investigate the wreckage. The bridge was left for quite some time, and they would come back up ghost white, afraid for their lives, say, I'm never going back down there again. They were seeing catfish that they described as the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Holy
that could
shit.
swallow a person whole, that had come to make home there in that downed bridge.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Well then. Okay.
Well, I thought was interesting about the Mothman. I can't say he's necessarily scary, the idea of him, because they say that he was there at the time of this bridge to warn them prior to the bridge collapsing. Is it scary? Was he the cause? Was he not the cause? Was it just poor structural construction? Who knows? But I thought, hey, that was a pretty cool little tale from your neck of the woods.
It's a non-traditional scary story. Like, it's not, no one really died. There was not that much violence. It's just, imagine this thing happening. Boo.
Well, they what's happened with the Mothman, which is cool, is that they got these pictures of this black figure on this bridge, or taken off the bridge allegedly, and from that, it created this huge legend about this creature. And I thought that was just really cool. Start off with photos, and then people just started taking off with it and creating bigger and bigger stories about Mothman. I thought that was pretty cool. But maybe not so much scary. Maybe he's not so much scary, but if I seen a flying moth with big red eyes, I'm out.
I'm moving.
Yeah,
The
that's my
house is
warning.
yours.
That's
Goodbye.
my warning. Time to get the fuck off this bridge. There's a guy here with big ass moth wings hanging up on the ledges over there. No, thank you.
You're
Are we
nuts.
ready? Are we ready for our number one?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Number one.
We have our last one. This is pretty creepy too. Especially when it involves kids.
Oh
You
boy.
got, do
Is
you
it
know
the Moon-Eyed Children?
what's the Moon-Eyed Children? Tell me.
Did I guess it?
I don't know.
Is it from Appalachia?
Nope.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Let's try. Here's number one. The top 10 scariest monsters from folklore. Number 1, Myling. Myling is said to be the soul of an unbaptized child. Mylings attack lone wanderers at night, jump on their backs, and demand to be taken to the graveyard. However, the Myling grows bigger and heavier as they near the graveyard, causing some victims to sink into the soil. If the victim is not able to make it to the cemetery, well, the Myling kills them.
Oh, okay.
A
Cool.
killer babies.
I
Why?
done carried enough kids on my back. I'd be turning them down.
Well, they jump on your back. They force you to take them to the cemetery. As you're marching to the cemetery, they become bigger and bigger and bigger to the point that they become so heavy that you start sinking into the ground. Now, you have a chance to live only if you can make it to the cemetery. If you don't, well, they'll just kill you.
So you're just going to have to do this here because I'm too tired.
That's the worst. The way my laziness worked, I would have been like, just take me. Just nope.
We'll just get this over with.
I have accepted my fate. I'm too lazy. That's a lie. I'm a warrior. I would just chuck that bitch.
Like the
I can
check
give
you
you
go.
directions if you want. Look, it's right up the road. Make a left at that tree, and you're there. But I'm not carrying you. I got
So
shit to do.
let me ask you guys, since you're here, you two right now, out of the top 10, what did you guys find the most scariest? Papa.
I would have to say it would be a toss-up between the Wendigo and Skinwalker, just for the fact that it has inspired and established so much real fear in people that forewarning in your introduction, that someone won't even say the name. You're not to speak about it, you're not to talk about it, you're not to say the name, or else risk summoning it. But that real fear, that it's not just something out of a grim folk story or out of a fairy tale book, even the old school fairy tales, but the real fear that it has instilled in people and still does.
Susie says the Wendigo got her. And Jasmine says the Wendigo or the Skinwalker, top 2. What about you, Morwen?
I don't know. It's hard because I didn't find any of these particularly scary on what I consider scary. A lot of them were fucked up. Sorry, but
It's true. And my answer would probably be different if I knew a little bit more about some of these, or if I had grown up in the areas with these stories and felt that fear myself.
and I think that's why I'm not because a lot of these have cultural references to them,
For fun.
and I just can't.
For fun.
For fun.
Not something that's
Fine.
actually going to scare you,
Fine.
Morwen.
Fine. For
What did
fun.
you find the most scariest story out of the 10? How about that?
The very first one you told. because
The
a
backwards
lot.
feet. She didn't like the backwards feet.
It was a lot. Like just she like you just kept going. I said, and then she had the feet, and then she drinks semen, and she does all this. I said, wait a minute, let me breathe. Wait a second, I can't process what's happening. It was a lot.
That was a lot to take in, wasn't it? I mean, semen. What else did she get into?
Take their vitality, fertility, virility, turn them into an old man, just everything.
She's just sucking souls, and
As she's walking heels first.
like,
Ooh, that does sound creepy.
it was a lot. Like I felt halfway through, I was like, she needs a hug. Somebody hug her.
Well, she
With the
did look.
backwards feet, I wonder if she walks the same, or if the knees are different, like flamingo.
The knees are still the same direction.
So it's just the feet.
It's just the feet that are backwards.
So she walks with ankles like heel first.
Yep.
That must be uncomfortable because that's weirdly proportional unless she's brain.
Maybe part of that is that they said, well, why don't we just hunt her down? But the walking backwards threw them off her track so much they could never find her to hunt her down.
I mean, that's just clever.
Ooh.
That's just survival tactic.
You know, they probably thought about that as they was making that folklore as well, too. I think that was
Clearly.
from the Philippines.
You guys and those watching tonight, outside of the top 10 or even in the top 10, what are your favorite? What is your favorite scary creature of folklore or mythology?
Drop them. Looks like a lot of people are saying humans are scarier.
I mean,
To
most
be
of
fair,
these were humans.
I don't try to get too much into news or things of that nature, but I think it'd be, after what I've witnessed the last couple of days on TV and seeing all these innocent people being slaughtered, murdered. We're not talking just grown men or grown women, or we're talking about infants. We're talking about children. We're talking about these people are going out here jerking children out of their homes and cutting their heads off in the middle of the street. I have to agree that humans are probably more scarier than anything that I could come up with a show tonight. And I feel for these people. I feel for Israel, and I feel for Gaza. I feel for Ukraine. But it's really nasty right there, right now, in Israel and Gaza. And I just, my thoughts and prayers are with those people out there. I know I have a few people that follow me that live in Israel. So are my thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. Try to be as safe as possible. Seek shelter or get the hell out of the country. I don't try to get too much into that kind of stuff. I try to keep that heavy topics like that. But man, I just last couple of days and I'm reading the comments here and I was like, man, you're right. Humans are just absolutely just evil.
People equal shit.
Yeah, we're the absolute worst and we're the absolute best, and sit in the same way. I don't get into it either. The whole thing, the Russia-Ukraine, that's a political war, not a people war, and that shit's gone for thousands of years. This between Israel and Palestine and the Gaza Strip, that's a religious war that's been going thousands of years. It's not that I don't sympathize. It's not that I don't care. But y'all wake the fuck up. If not for yourselves, for your kids. They didn't ask for this shit. Even if they go to the synagogue, even if they go and sit down on the prayer carpet, they didn't ask for this. Grow up.
They're definitely being given it. And you're right, these wars between these countries has been going on for thousands of years. But it doesn't make it any easier. Turning on your TV and you're seeing this graphic content of just children being slaughtered for no reason. It's tough. But humans can be the ugliest monster, I guess, out there. Enough of that. Sorry, guys. Anyway, hope you guys viewing tonight or watching this later has enjoyed tonight's show. I enjoyed putting together. I hope you guys learned a few. I mean, I know most of you guys probably know all the ones we talk about all the time, you hear about all the time. So hopefully you guys learned a few from tonight that you never heard of before.
I definitely did. This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your research and doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It was fun to put together. It was a fun show. Thank you guys for all that's tuned in tonight and tuning in later. We appreciate you guys' support. You guys are watching this and enjoyed the show. Do us a favor. Share this show out to other places, other groups if you're allowed to. Share it to your page if you can. All the support is very much appreciated. Until then, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great night. We'll catch you next Wednesday for another Talking with Heathens. And then that Saturday, next Saturday as well, we finally getting some bands back here on the show for Talking with Demons. We're going to have Blitz on the 21st, and then our Halloween show where Papa and Morwen take on the band one last day.
So excited.
The big Halloween quiz show. Like, one of the questions are going to be like, how many times did Jason Voorhees stab the chick in the shower in the chest?
17. Anyway, I don't know.
That's one. I'm writing it down. That's one of the questions.
69.
Ha! You're such a
I'm a funny guy. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. Much love to you guys. Catch you guys next Wednesday for another episode of Talking with Heathens Halloween editions. Until then, you guys be safe, be well, and enjoy the last band for the night, all the way from the UK. This is Blitz with their song Freddie Said. You guys have a great night and catch you next week.
I drink to forget you, but I forgot so much, from your pretty face to your magic touch. Call me if you need to talk, leave a message, you know I can be bought. All the world's a stage, so give me a spotlight, I'll give you all my rage. Just give me tonight, give me tonight, give me tonight. We'll ride the storm, hold each other tight. Just give me tonight, give me tonight. Remember when Freddie said, if you're not living, darlings, you're better off dead. Trapped in the maze.